Train Spotting, The Beach, Sunshine, 127 Hours, Slumdog Millionaire. What is your favourite Danny Boyle film? Let's get into it. Initially, the story starts out with the father-son relationship story. And so the father takes his son on his first hunt and his first time out onto the mainland. They live on an island which is only accessible by a walkway, which is only visible during low tide. And so only can go to the mainland certain times of the year during this low tide time. So the father and the son head out to the mainland. The son is basically on a rite of passage and learns about the hunt through his father, who basically teaches him everything that he needs to in order to survive on his own on the mainland, infested with the zombies and the rage virus that you may remember from 28 Days Later. So, successful in their hunt, they return home, and the son has a big sort of party, initiation party afterwards, and everyone is extremely happy that they make it back. It's also important to note that the village they're staying at, they are not able to send out help if they get into any trouble whilst on the mainland. So they were basically on their own this whole time on the mainland and return victorious. You enter the family home and find out that his mother has a mysterious illness. Out on his rite of passage trip, the son basically finds out that there is a doctor nearby, and on his return home, talks to a few of the villagers, find out a little bit more about this doctor and who he is. Finding out of his mother's mysterious illness, he goes rogue. He takes his mum, and then he goes to the mainland by himself with no help at all whatsoever. And so the story is of him trying to sort of find a cure for his mother's illness. I thought it was a good effort from Danny Boyle. It definitely has the look and aesthetics of a Danny Boyle film. So, it had the fast zombies, the blood, the guts from the original film. It had the freeze frame kill shots, which I thought, you know what? I appreciated that. I thought that was good. Well done, Danny Boyle. There were a few things I felt that didn't really sort of make sense, and if you've seen the film, probably know what I'm talking about. And so I just thought it was a bit weak storytelling. I just thought they could have. It was a choice. It was a choice, and I like that they went for that choice. But ultimately, I feel like it didn't really work. But sometimes you got to shoot for these things and hope that it lands. I like the fact that they introduced new laws when it comes to like the zombies. The fact that you have the slower, fatter zombies. You've got the normal sort of faster rage zombies, and you also got the alpha males, which is like a mutated version of the rage virus, which is really cool. So it adds that element of danger. I also like the fact that they added the element of urgency when it comes to the walkway that is only visible during the low tide. And so, they have like only a few hours on the island before, the path disappears under the ocean and they can't return home, and then they're stuck. So I think it was well shot, it was well crafted. Like I said, very much has the tone and feel of a Danny Boyle film. This guy knows what he's doing. I feel like he did a very good job here. The casting, I felt, was really great, all across the board. Really great sort of accent work when it comes to like the Newcastle sort of Geordie style accent, which is where this film is set, sort of the north ish area. And so, and Aaron Taylor Johnson, I think, does a really great job of being like sort of like a father figure. But I think the standout for me, which you wouldn't have thought so, but he does this very, very well, but is Rafe Fiennes, who plays the doctor that the young son Spike is trying to find to help cure his mother's disease. This is hot off the heels of Conclave, and Ralph Fiennes is an amazing actor. He just knows stillness and minimalism, and knows when to go up, when to go down, when to go loud, when to go inward, and his performance is terrific. Even when he does has light moments of comedy and humor into his performance in this, in even though it's a quite serious subject matter, a quite sort of intense thing that's going on around them, he still finds that humanity in his performance, and I think he does it extremely well. Even down to like his pronunciation and enunciation when it comes to uh, his dialogue. Like he is superb. What they do with him here, I feel like they could have utilized him a little bit more, and maybe sort of introduced different aspects of his character a little bit more. But otherwise, like his performance was really good, as well as the young kid who plays Spike. He really sort of brought a lot of energy to his performance as well. So overall, the cast, Jodie Comer as well, good shout out there. They really chose their people very well. What I did find was a bit strange was that the story sort of went in different directions. 1 minute, it's a father-son team up, then it's a mother and son team up, and then some random Swedish dude turns up, and you're like, huh? Where's this going? But I appreciated the fact that they tried something different, and they added extra layers to it and brought in stuff from like the outside world. Here, the United Kingdom is basically under full quarantine. The rest of the world is fine, it seems, and there's patrol boats sailing the English channels and all that sort of stuff. But I personally thought the raised virus was worldwide, but apparently it's just limited to the UK, which I thought was all right. I mean, again, it's a choice. It's a choice. I would definitely go and see this film in the cinemas if you want to get the full scope of it. The zombies, I think, because there's not as many of them in this timeline, they've more or less sort of died out. There's a handful of pockets of zombies here and there, and so it's not as like fully intense as like the other films where it's just like constant survival mode. You're just being chased everywhere you go. Whereas here, there's a little bit more sort of like story involved with it as well. So it's more character driven, which again, I appreciate. I applaud Danny Boyle for this. So yeah, I mean, very good film. Go see it in the cinemas. You'll have a good time, and I feel like this is definitely a solid effort from Danny Boyle, a great addition to his big sort of portfolio of films that he has done. I'll be excited to see what he does next. But yeah, a bit of a mixed bag, I think, this one. But definitely worth your time going to see it in the cinema. Thank you very much for watching this video, and as always, please like and subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be doing a review of the F1 movie later on in the week, so watch out for that.